Hello everyone, this is Jason from Jace Therapy in Chicago, jacetherapy.com, J-A-S-E therapy.com. Just wanted to start off today by thanking everyone who has sent us letters and emails, especially through YouTube and a few other video blogging sites. We had no idea the extent of our audience that we would be getting with these self-help videos. Originally it was just designed to talk to, the community in Chicago about self-help and telling them about Jace Therapy in our studio and how they can come in and get treatment. But we've received letters all the way from England and Australia thanking us for our self-care techniques. So I want to say thank you back to subscribing to the channel and for posting all of our YouTube videos practically all over the world. Thank you very much. I wanted to talk today about headaches and migraines, as this has been a specialty of mine in my practice for about 5 years now and fits quite well into the scope of the craniosacral therapist's practice. The migraine headache remains one of the medical community's most puzzling conditions. Many physicians use migraine or headache as a catch-all phrase to describe any type of severe head pain. And as anyone who's ever suffered a migraine or headache before will tell you, it's much more than that. The key to long-term success in relieving the pain associated with a migraine or headache is to determine the underlying cause of the condition. As always, before we start any type of self-help care technique, I always like to go through with you what's going on physiologically in your body so that you can better understand its process and can lead you to healing yourself a lot better. So now on to the self-help and self-care part of today's episode. How to treat yourself when you have a simple headache or if you have a migraine. What is the best route for you? Well, obviously, any kind of treatment plan that you have with your physician is of utmost importance and the first thing that you need to be doing. But there are some manual techniques that you can do to yourself to help alleviate some of that pressure and alleviate some of that pain. With me here, I have the still point inducer. The still point inducer here was developed by John Upledger, who is an osteopath, who brought craniosacral therapy back to the forefront of alternative medicine today. This isn't necessary though. You can actually purchase this from Upledger, or I sell it here in my studio. This is great. It's great for me because I can just grab it and go and use it all the time. I use this about 2 times a day, but buying one of these isn't even absolutely necessary. What you can do, this is what I had for a while and worked just as great, is get one of those big socks, like those 80s those 80s tube socks with the colored stripes on the side, and 2 tennis balls. And you just throw those in there, tie the sock off there at the end, and kind of put the tennis balls into this shape, because we're going to actually use this to cause a still point inside our body and to allow our craniosacral system to come to a complete stop and rest and start again. And you'll see how great that feels, how good of a reset that is, and you will feel a lot better if you're suffering from a headache or a migraine. So let's get started. I just need to say at this time that this particular exercise, self-help care technique, is not advised for anyone who has had acute stroke, an aneurysm. I would not perform this on your child without first taking them to a pediatric craniosacral therapist for evaluation, and especially if that child has Down syndrome. If you have any condition that is causing fluid or pressure changes in your head, please be evaluated by a craniosacral therapist or physician first before performing this self-help care technique. Thanks. So the first thing we want to do is place our tennis balls or our still point inducer there on a flat surface. You want to place the base of your skull. Right above the base of your skull, you feel 2 little divots there. You don't want to put it on your neck. You want to put it right above that. those two little divots there at the base of your skull. And then just relax and let your head sink into it. To demonstrate basically what's going on in the craniosacral rhythm and the craniosacral rhythm that all therapists are looking for to feel, we're looking for a widening and narrowing of the bones of your skull. And as you can see right now, I am exaggerating with my hands what that widening and narrowing is. And actually, right there in that narrowing aspect, I have gone into still point, meaning that my craniosacral system has come to a rest or a stop and is resetting itself. It's very relaxing. I like to use the analogy, it's as if you turned on a garden hose and you turned the water on as high as you could, and then in that garden hose you bent it in half so the water couldn't flow through where you had bent it, but the pressure begins to build and build and build and build, and eventually, letting the water hose go, a complete rush of fresh water and a rush of very powerful built-up water will flow through. As you can see, I'm just now coming out of still point, coming out of that relaxation, and my pain would be gone. Thank you so much for tuning in here at jasetherapy.com, J-A-S-E therapy.com. And as always, if you're in Chicago and need a therapist, I would be more than happy to add you as a patient. You can schedule online at www.jasetherapy.com, J-A-S-E therapy.com. And for the rest of you, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank yourselves for taking care of you. Peace, love, touch. Namaste.